and welcome back to my channel. Since I last spoke to you, a few changes have occurred. First of all, I have chopped up some of my hair. Second of all, I have been to Hamburg, which turned out to become quite a dramatic trip because of the demonstrations and the violence and the burning cars. If you haven't heard about it, then try and Google Hamburg G20 because that meeting was taking place while my dad and I were in Hamburg. We had to shorten our trip, and because of all of the stress, I have now gotten kind of sick. I don't know if that's the reason, but the day after I returned home, I had a cold and my throat got sore. So that's the reason why I might sound a little bit different from what I usually sound like. Third thing that has changed is very dramatic when it comes to my reading life, and that is that the other day I went to the optician, and once again they told me that my eyesight has worsened, which has happened gradually over the past 4 years in which I have been excessively reading. And I started to worry because I want to be able to see for the rest of my life naturally. I still want to be able to read, but I have decided to make some changes in my reading life, which is why I am today going to talk about what I'm currently reading, but also what I'm currently listening to, because I have started listening to audiobooks and tried to get used to those. And also, I think I have decided that I want to quit using contact lenses and then switch to glasses full time. So in some weeks you might see me with glasses. I know there are so many changes going on, but I'm still the same. I just really have to get used to these changes. Maybe it's just me who feel like this is a lot, but you have to know as well, I think. The current situation is that I am reading one physical book, and I allow myself to read about an hour or two each day, but not for too much at a time. And I'm quite enjoying it because that allows for me to enjoy the book in a different way and really stick with these characters and stay with the story for a longer time. The book I'm currently reading is a book I'm currently loving, and that is Unbeauty by Zadie Smith. Now, this is a book about a family who lives in America and a family who lives in Britain. Their destinies entwine in some way, but what I love about this book is the way it's written. Alone, the very first chapters are so twisted and so surprising that I was taken aback, and I loved it. And also the characters I have grown to become so fond of. I love each and every one of them. This is book both about racism but also about beauty. What is beauty? And furthermore, it's about doubt and marriage and children. I just really love this book so much, and it's a pleasure to sit down for a few minutes every day and read a chapter. I am simply adoring this novel. The next book is the book I'm currently listening to, and I'm about 80% into it, so I only have about 20% to go. That book is 4321 by Paul Auster. You know, I have been eagerly anticipating this novel, so it's such a delight to finally listen to it. It is quite a change, I think, to listen to a book and not be able to read it, because I tend to forget to listen, so I need to do something meanwhile, which doesn't require a lot from me, like coloring in my coloring book, or like drinking a cup of coffee while staring out the window or staring at my books. But it's fine. I'm gradually getting better and better at listening, and as I said, I'm now 80% into this, so maybe it's like this far. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. It's kind of hard to explain because this book is very straightforward. It's about a boy called Ferguson who lives in America, and it's about him growing up in 1950s, 1960s America. So it's also about the historical events that took place in that country during that time. And also, obviously, it's very much about Ferguson and how he develops into a grown man. So it's a very straightforward story, and it's very similar in the way it's told. I mean, it's all of this book is about Ferguson, but there's something about it that I love. The anecdotes are amazing and they make me smile. So it's going to be interesting to see how I will end up liking this book. Since I'm standing here, I might as well just show you what books I plan on picking up next, because I have 2 lined up. The first book is the physical book I would like to pick up after On Beauty, and that is A Place Called Winter by Patrick Gale, which I've heard so many amazing things about. It's one of those novels that I have had my eyes on for the past years, but I've never actually bought it and read it. Now I have it in my hands. This is a sneak peek of my July book haul, which will be up very soon, but I'm excited to read it, and I really need to do that very soon. When it comes to the next audiobook, I think I would like for that to be a reread or a re-listen, and that is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This one is amazing. It's one of my favorite books of maybe all time, and I've only read it once, so I would very much like to revisit it and see if I still like it, and maybe I will rediscover some things that I'd forgotten about, or I will notice aspects of it that I didn't discover the first time around. I don't know, but it's one that I really want to reread, so I might just pick it up on audio. And that is it for my video and for my reading plans these days. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you have similar problems as me when it comes to your eyesight and reading too much, because I'm very curious to know if this is a common problem on the booktube community. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, happy reading!